Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out tonight. We gonna let it out tonight. We gonna let it out just like the sunrise. We gonna let it out. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out tonight. We gonna let it out tonight. We gonna let it out just like the sunrise. We gonna let it out.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to today's live or tonight's live. It is a night live for once. We've been doing them during the day. I'm fixing my screen if you guys are wondering. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. We are going to be talking about Idaho 4. But before we get into that, this is Titanium Built True Crime. If you're stumbling across this channel from wherever you are out there in the world, my name is Tanya, and thanks for joining me tonight and joining the chat tonight. So thanks for coming in, everybody. I was vacuuming before the video went off, so I thought that was pretty funny. I was dancing and I was vacuuming at the same time. Let me put my desk down a little bit. I knew there was something wrong there, and my shirt says Ohio. I don't know. You could barely see it when I was sitting up, so I didn't know if you guys were all wondering. And I just realized there's like mountains on this shirt. We have no mountains in Ohio. So just laughing at that. I'm like, so there's that. Hello, Ladybug. Hey, Ozzy. Yeah, damn Hippler. I'm glad. I'm in a good mood because I'm in a good mood for old Koberger, that he's not going to do pro se, that they're going to give him a public defender. Not Ann Taylor, of course. He'll never have anybody as good as her ever again. That's his own problem, though. That's his own fault. So since he decided, hey, I want to be innocent all of a sudden after almost 4 years, I want to be innocent now. I changed my personality, and he wants to do all that stuff. Well, then, yeah, you're going to have to go through Hitler. And I am so happy Hitler's here. I'm so happy because can you imagine just being like, I don't know, I would be like shaking in my freaking boots. If I was Kohlberger and I knew I was walking back in to all courtrooms, Hitler's courtroom, I would pick anybody but Hitler, because he's probably gonna be sitting in there just smiling, waiting, or he'll have one of those funny faces on that he has. Hey, PKC. Hey, do you have to do that? We just clean that bed. She likes to claw at it. Lay down, big dog. I think I scared her. Did she listen to me? No, she didn't. She doesn't listen. That's Mia back there. Hey, Marcy. Welcome in. Welcome in, Shelly. Welcome in, everybody. Sorry about my dog there. We'll get to it right here in just a second. There she's. I thought she was going to lay down. My other dog is doing great over here, laying down, being a good girl. But again, welcome in. If I'm talking a little funny tonight, also, I went to the dentist today, and I feel like I'm still like kind of numb through there. And I went to the dentist at 8 o'clock this morning, but I didn't leave till I wasn't home till 2 o'clock. Felt like I worked a whole dang job today at the dentist. But I do have some stuff to show you guys. So I'm going to say that I'm the best note taker ever in the world. Okay, I'm just gonna say it now. No, I did take notes for the Idaho documentary that just came out on Netflix. It's a 3-part series, and I thought, for some reason, I'm used to television where you watch an episode and you have to wait a week for the next episode. So when I went into this today, I thought, I just got to watch an hour episode. No, they're all 3 on there. They're all 3, all 3 episodes, because it's a mini series, are all on the Netflix page already. So I went over episode 1. That's what we're going to go over today. I did 3 pages of notes, and I put them on a Canvas sheet for y'all. I did such a good job. I feel like I did. I hope I did. Thank you, Ozzy, for gifting out memberships. Who got those memberships? Oh, let me go down there. I almost hit someone from the channel. Sage Blue, Lady Dreadlock. Oh, I like that name. Leslie Alava. Say that right? Gina from West Virginia and Christy. I mean, I think gifting memberships just to hear me say the names is pretty funny in itself. But thank you so much. Thank you for gifting out 5 memberships. So People Magazine has been doing their thing. They've been putting out different things here and there. I can hear the cat playing with her toy now. It's so funny. So we'll go through a couple of these. It just says Inside Brian Kohlberger's life before he brutally murdered 4 University of Idaho students. I want to know what he was doing beforehand. I'd like to know a little more about his parents too. Just curious, And then 2 Idaho roommates survived Brian Kohlberger's fatal attack. Here is where they are now. I want to know where Dylan and Bethany are now. I think Bethany actually got married, if I'm not mistaken. Did I miss someone? Hey, Kat. You could do both. You could watch. Okay, so I mean, I'm going to tell you what happens, kind of start to finish, but it's worth the watch. It's definitely worth the watch. It's worth the money. You can get it with ads for $8.99, or I was going to get it without ads. Well, I did. I got it without ads, and then if you get the tier up from that, which is $20, then they'll give you the $26 price for the $20. You get the $26, all the stuff with that perk, but you get it for $20. I don't know. Netflix is expensive as crap. So let's just say that first and foremost. I'm like, dang. And Vincent's he's like, no free trial. I was like, heck no. They got rid of those. But I put it together for you guys in a cute little presentation. So let's just go over that first, actually. We'll do that first. Let me pull it up, and then I'll put it into full screen. I did it on a Canva presentation because I have my notes here, and then I was like, I figured you guys would want to see it a little bit better, than just me reading off my notes. So I even did this whole cover sheet. Look at that. Idaho murders. Okay. So this is going to be episode 1, and you don't have to really follow along if you don't want to. I'm just going to kind of probably I'm going to read them, but I'll probably I can't think of the word. Never mind. Let's just go. Let's just do this. But the first episode is 1122 King Road, and the length of it is 44 minutes. And I want to say that I really did enjoy this documentary. I don't know if they said Brian Kohlberger once. To be when they talked of Brian, I want to say they just said like maybe suspect. I don't even know if they even said that yet. I don't even know if they got that far because they didn't even get like, and when it stopped, it was like kind of like a what? So it starts off, it shows the house and it shows Murphy barking like in the background. You can hear Murphy's little barks. And then Dylan and Bethany are talking and they're like in the background and they're talking about how they were texting like they were that night. But they're explaining what they saw. It's from an interview that Dylan and Bethany had done. But when you first hear it, it almost sounds like they're in the episode. So I don't know if they do end up coming in for an episode, but this was from the interviews that they've been doing. It then goes to the Moscow police entering the home the following afternoon, the afternoon after the murders. It then goes and tells about the news and the families. You hear the interviews in the background the whole time, like different interviews with different people. The ones that we have all heard on this channel that we went over with like Sigma Chi, the roommates friends, all of those people are kind of like talking in the background. Interviews that they had pulled from other, probably Dateline and stuff like that as well. Christy talks about the killer circling the house and Kaylee's grandmother. I believe that was Kaylee's grandmother. I'm like 99.9999% sure it was. She calls him a demon. She refers to him as demon. Like he don't have a name. That was the only thing that that's the only thing I think I heard. And it was only the one time. Demon, that was it. It then cuts over to the University of Moscow. And if I say like they did, so I do say that a lot. Sorry about that. So, but it does go over to the University of Moscow and how much fun the kids had with their friends and just being free college students is what I put. Like literally, it was so nice to see some of the videos. There were new videos in there, a lot of new videos of Xana and Ethan, but a lot of new videos of Maddie and Kaylee as well. But I feel like this episode kind of more focused a little bit more, just a tiny bit more on Xana and Ethan. And I'm sure that they'll focus more episodes, on Maddie and Kaylee's relationship. But this one was kind of Xana and Ethan. It was nice to see them and see them laughing and just like living the college experience and just having fun and living just carefree. And, it was sad. And it was really sad. They did interviews with friends of the students. I'll put that again. But at this point, they were talking about like all the positives. So there was no, like, they weren't talking about like anything about the murders at this point. There was a lot of new video of Kaylee and Maddie. Watching Ethan and Xana made me miss being that age. I put in there. It really did. I was like, oh, like not like maybe 20, but like around that age, it really made me miss that age. Like I was like, they're having so much fun, like they're at Sigma Chi and they're just like doing all these things. And I just remember my friends taking me like to their fraternities to go and hang out and like at OSU. And it was just, it would be my sorority friends, their boyfriends or fraternity brothers. We would go there, just very different. I don't know, very different. A lot of fun though. Hey, Audrey for Kids. And I think Caught Up in Crime came in. Hey, everybody. Hey, Sage Blue. Welcome in, everyone. I probably missed some people, but hey, Crystal. Did I see Crystal? I thought I did. I did. Okay. So, yeah, it just made me miss being that age. The videos were really nice. Ethan's friends talk about Ethan and about how he was a big teddy bear and he loved country music. Throughout the whole interview process, they show pictures of the victims and videos. Their friends say they never thought anything like this would have happened to them. It then goes to the 911 call. And there are some new things in here that I heard. I was like, what? So remember, you always learn something. They play most of the 911 call in this, like part of this like section of the video. So I think we've all heard the 911 call. They say on the police dispatch, like the police called a dispatch that the roommates called. Okay, so now let's hear this. Okay, because we have been told for 3+ years that they called in an unconscious person. right? That's what we've been told. Well, why would they say they're unconscious when they're dead? When they're clearly dead. I remember people saying it like that too, like some creators that need to, have a little more empathy in their life. Well, no. The police, you can hear the police officer on the phone, and he's going up towards 1122, and he says they called an unconscious person who was not breathing. And they say that. They say unconscious person who they believe is not breathing. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if that's what they said, then for over 3 years now, people have been saying that they've been saying unconscious person. They did say that maybe that person wasn't breathing. So they then show the first cop on the scene with Hunter. I couldn't remember Noons. I remember his name. They show him going up the stairs, and Hunter says how he checked Xana. The cop then goes back and he says, fuck, like really loud when he sees the first, two victims, Xana and Ethan. The first call that the cop made, he said 2 people were found, dead college age people, he said. Dead college aged, because he wasn't sure, So that would have been Xana and Ethan. He said there was a lot of blood. He then goes back up to get Hunter, who is just kind of standing there in the living room, stunned. He's over by like where the TV is. I think you guys remember that part of the body cam. And the cop then goes back out to tell everyone that they cannot leave. And he tells Hunter, like, come on with me. And that's when Hunter's like, that knife there? And he's like, come on. He's like, no, that knife, I grabbed it from the kitchen. The officer then goes and tells Hunter, oh, okay. I was like, what did I write? Okay, sorry about that. He explains, like, that's what I was just telling you, like Hunter, what he saw when he was there. And the cop asks for Hunter's ID as they're walking down the stairs. And he says he doesn't have it on him, but he's like, I can give you my name. And the officer's just like, let's just go outside. The officer then says the house isn't cleared. And that's when 2 that I saw, more officers check on the rest of the house, to include the 3rd floor. They reach the 3rd floor. They go into Kaylee's room first. They see Murphy. You can kind of hear Murphy. Like, I think that's when he's on the bed, because you kind of hear him, like, I don't know, like get excited almost. And the cop says, hey, puppy. Like, it was cute. But they didn't realize what they were going to walk into when they went to the right. So then they go into the other room that Jude, they then say, fuck, dude. That was after they entered Maddie's room. So he said, fuck, dude. Like, they then call it into dispatch. They then take Murphy outside. The next scene that we see of the officers is them. One of the officers is calling somebody to ask if they can come and take Murphy out of the house to take him to the Humane Society. And the officer says yes. And then it goes to this next scene where the officer's there taking him out with a leash. Officer Dallinger, which is Chief Dallinger now, then comes on camera and talks about how he was actually called in on that day. He said it was horrific. I guess he was supposed to be off that day, and they called him in. They knew right away that it was stab wounds. They knew right away that it was. He said that all the officers had a hard time with this case mentally, the way that it sounded. Like, a lot of them were still maybe seeking therapy and things like of that nature. And hey, Betsy, and I would be too. And especially 22-year-old, finding 22-year-olds, you know what I mean? Those kids were like, the officer was a kid, finding kids, like young adults, like they're so young. ISP was immediately called in because they all knew that this was way bigger than their department, anything that their little department had ever seen. That's what they were saying. They then talk about how the back door was opened, and they said ajar when they got there. They said that none of their officers did that. They see one of the officers comes over and he says, hey, like we have a size 13, 13 and a half foot shoe out here in the snow, like going out the back door. Now, I don't know what size Brian Koberger wears. I would say he's a size 13. He looks like he'd be a size 13 with his height and everything. I mean, he's a tall guy. 13 and a half is a big foot. My brother was a 15, size 15, size 16, something like that. Yeah, you'd walk in the house and he'd have his boots right there, right by the door. You'd break your toe. But they had their size 13. So they called it in and they said that they didn't believe that they would find the murder weapon. Or so they called it. So they called it and they said they didn't believe that they would find the murder weapon. They talked like this is when they were like back, like, you know, in the back they were talking. They talked about the traces of blood and the knife sheath. They didn't really go into like a lot of it though. I think they're waiting. I think that's next episode. They said that they knew that it would be of high importance. Did I? No. Okay. They talked about Dylan and Bethany, and they go back to the first interview with Dylan outside the home. They play that for a few minutes. They go over her description of what she saw. They then show Dylan's room. He was coming out of the living room into the kitchen, and he just left. That is when she got a hold of Bethany. They talk about how Bethany and Dylan called Hunter the next morning, and he is the one who found Xana and Ethan. The investigators are out back talking and they say like, so this is, I don't remember this on any of the body cams, but it's like 3 or 4 investigators are out back talking and they say that they need a counselor crisis center person and they need to talk about Dylan and okay, this is what pissed me off. They need to talk about Dylan and what she saw. The cop says, sorry. The cop says that Dylan heard everything. Which that is untrue. We've never heard that. Like we've never heard that she heard everything. We heard that she heard like this and that. And you know what I mean? If this cop made it sound like everything. And the other cop, so then the other cop says, and she didn't call this in last night. And the other cop that just said, you know, that she heard everything. He shakes his head no, like, mm-mm. He's the one with the beard. I can't think of his name. I'd have to go back. I should have taken a picture of him. Wait, gosh, I think I have a picture. Let's see if I do. Because I couldn't think of this guy's name. Oh, is he going to be turned around? The one picture I got of him. Nope, that's not him. Okay. Let me go up a little bit and see if I think a lot of them are deleted because we had to keep the ones at Koberger, you know what I mean? Looking at Aunt Taylor all affectionately. Yeah, I don't have them on here. That's not them. Wait. This guy here in the middle with the mustache and the beard. He's the guy that was like, she heard everything. And the guy was like, why didn't she call the police last night then? Which is a very valid question. And I mean, if that was true. And the guy was like, I don't know. Pretty much like I was like, oh no, he didn't. Oh no, he didn't. Just throw our girl under the bus like that. He did it. Threw her under there. It was like, kicked her and was like, see ya. I'm gonna grab my drink. Okay, so where were we at? We're at the bottom. So the cops asked why did they wait until noon? The chief said, Dallinger, he said he believes it was shock and trauma. This was the chief that said this. I wish they would have had like Chief Fry on there, like the original, the OG Chief Fry. You know what I mean? I like Chief Fry. Oh, that's okay. I was wondering, I was like 13 and a half. I mean, if you're 6 foot, I would believe he was about a 13. I think he was. Didn't they say something about his shoes? I don't know. They did say something about his shoes. When they arrested him, he had on like shoes, tennis shoes or something. So where were we at? Oh, Ethan's friend could see right out his bedroom, outright. Like he said, he could look out his bedroom window right into their house. He said the first person he thought of was Hunter because he didn't see Ethan or Xana outside with everyone. So he's sitting there looking, outside, and he's like, well, where's Ethan and Xana? Right. So he thinks of Hunter, which is Ethan's twin or triplet brother. They both walk over together. Like, so he goes and gets Hunter. They both walk over to see what's going on. Hunter and Johnson goes over to Hunter Chapin and says they weren't here anymore. Like they're not here anymore. The other guy said that he walked back to his house so that they could talk. He said he felt like he didn't know what he could do in that situation for him at that situation or at that moment. I understand that in a way, but then again, I could have just been there as a friend. You don't gotta say a word. That'll mean more to him than anything. You know what I mean? Like just having someone there to stand beside him. But so he said he went back to his house and he told his roommates and his roommate's girlfriend, so pretty much a house full of people, like, what had happened. And so this was before the vandal alert. They then show more videos of Xana and Ethan. They say that Ethan really loves Xana and that they were made for each other. Like that's what everybody in every interview had to say about them too. Like that they really cared about each other. They go back to the house and it shows officers calling people in to like work the scene. The cops then are told by the students that the university sent out that vandal alert. Apparently, I guess the cops called the school and was like not happy about it. And the guy, the student, dean of students, or I don't think it might have been Eccles or whatever. He's on there and he's like, well, that's what we're supposed to do. How do you know what you're supposed to do in this kind of a situation? I don't think this kind of a situation would has ever happened in that school. But it then shows the cops helping students to each other's homes. And they're telling people to kind of stay in for the moment, right, at that time. Because there was like a girl, she was like walking across the street to go to her friend's house and they stopped her and she's like crying. It's really sad. She's like crying and he's like, let me like help you. We'll walk up there together. He's like, but we're going to walk on the road. Like, let's walk on the road instead of like cutting through houses like they're used to. So everyone kind of knew about it, but I don't think it was as bad as people made it out. But that's what I wrote. I think they were all kind of right there, but the university put out that alert really fast. That's what I wrote. So yeah, that's what I was thinking when I wrote that. Like, I think there were plenty of people that knew. Like the group of obviously the people was sitting outside. There's like 10 of them. And then that guy went in and told his couple of roommates and their girlfriends. So there's like an extra 5 or 6 people. I think that there was a group of people that knew, but I don't think it was the whole town or everybody in the student body. Like people were making it out to be in the beginning of this case. They were making it out to believe people to believe that like everybody was being sent like all these Snapchat messages and all of that. Like maybe they were, but I don't think that I would be even having, I don't see me being on my phone with the cops right there in front of me when they told me to sit down and be cool for a minute, that's just me. Maybe I would though. I probably would. I'd be like, help me. But Maddie and Xana were missed at head count that morning. So I guess the sororities and the fraternities, what they'll do is if there is like a shutdown of the school or like a lockdown or whatever's going on, they'll do like a head count. That way they know if one of their people is missing and involved or, a victim, a suspect or whatever in any kind of crime or anything, and I guess that's when Maddie and Xana were counted as missing. So then that's when I believe their sororities kind of knew. And they may have knew earlier too, right? They may have been doing those head counts earlier than that vandal alert. but it says that's just how some of the girls, knew something bad happened to them. One of the girls that was going to help Xana take a test, they were supposed to meet up that Sunday. Xana had to like get an A on this test, or she was like not going to do well for the class. So Xana asked one of her friends if she would be willing to tutor her on that Sunday. And she called Xana's sister, Jasmine, when she hadn't heard from her. And it says it then shows Jasmine, and she's talking about how they kind of grew up. And it was just her and their dad, Jeff. I put kind of, I think, and there was no kind of in that. She said it was me and my sister and my dad that when growing up. She talks about how they got a lot closer in college. She talks about the Wazoo game on Saturday that her and her dad went to with some of her friends. Jeff was wanting Xana and Ethan to come too, but they wanted to go to the University of Idaho game. The interview had Jeff in it as well, Xana's dad. So yeah, he wanted them to go to the game, and they decided that they wanted to go to University of Idaho game, and they went to the Wazoo game. The next day, though, Xana's dad was going to go over to Xana's house to fix a light in her car. Now, we didn't hear anything about a lock in this one. I don't know. I know that I'm pretty sure he said it in a previous interview. But I thought there was something else that people thought he was supposed to fix too. But I mean, this right here is saying he was supposed to go over there to fix a light in her car. So, I would think the light would be like it would either be like a fog light or like one of the main lights outside of your car, or like your license plate light, I would think, right? Like if it was like your like light just to like open your car door, I just don't see Xana really caring to have that, like not being bent out of shape about that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm assuming it's maybe something different, like one of those lights. But he called her and she didn't answer. And he thought, well, she's probably just like sleeping in. He said that it was a really crappy day that day. He's like, it was just a bad day. He then gets a call from Jasmine about 10 minutes later when he's like going out of town. She said, turn around, something bad might have happened. He then goes straight over to the King Road house. So looks like he was the first parent to get there. I never knew who, it doesn't matter who it was, but I just never knew that it was him. But he was like right there. So Jeff then goes up to an officer and tells him who he is. The officer then says that he needs to go to PD, the police department. When Jasmine asks to see her sister, the officers just kind of look at her. They don't say anything to her. They just kind of look at her. They go to the police station, and Chief Gallinger told them about Xana. Her sister said she didn't know what to do, that she felt a bunch of adrenaline all of a sudden. And Jeff was kind of the opposite. He wanted to get out of there. It seemed like he was like wanting to get out of the police station. He was probably in that one of those small rooms, he probably just wanted to get out of that room. It then goes to Christy and Steve and how they found out through her niece, and that she said that she was dead. They talked to Olivia, and she starts to immediately reach out because at first they thought it was a party that was shot up. So she said to give her a few minutes, let her call around to her friends. That is when Christy called Karen, Maddie's mom, because Maddie wasn't picking up the phone either. At that point, Karen and Scott were 20 minutes away, and they said that they were going to go and pick up the girls. Christy said she had a feeling they weren't okay. It goes on to Steve, and he talks about Kaylee and Maddie's relationship. And Christy says she then gets a lot of messages in her inbox saying, sorry for your loss. I couldn't even imagine. Sorry for your what? That's when the sheriff pulled up, and Christy took off to the bedroom. And I put flight mode. Like she was like, I do the same thing, Christy, now. I do the same thing. Hey, Simply. I'm telling you, detailed notes. We're almost done with them, though, I think. The officer tells them that both Kaylee and Maddie were both. The officer tells them both Kaylee and Maddie are both dead. They knew that they weren't going to be told. What? Oh, I'm sorry. They knew that they were going to be told when they got to the police station, meaning Karen and Scott, Maddie's mom and stepdad. They then go back to the crime scene and they start canvassing around the neighborhood. They show them going up to homes and checking on residents and asking questions. People keep asking what is going on. And they kind of say, like, they can't tell you anything right now. People that were in the apartment next to them, the ones that were in the yellow apartments, they said they didn't hear anything that night. Chief Gallagher then talks about the evidence, the knife sheath. He said that they knew that that was going to help them the most. Jack DeCourt then comes on scene to see what's going on, and that is when they separate him and they put him in the car, in the back of the cop car. The officer goes to another officer to explain who Jack is. He's like, we got the ex-boyfriend, 5 years, he's in the car, as the dog's dad. Like doing one of those. Yeah. Jack's cousin does an interview. She's in the beginning, but I didn't know who that was. So, I figured it out at the end because that's when she said who she was. But she talks about how she was going to move to Texas, how Kaylee was going to move to Texas. She talks about wanting to have an adventure on her own. She found out from a good friend at the University of Idaho. Jack's sister knew that he was just hanging in the back of a cop car. The cop goes up to Jack and he says, hey man, I have your dog. Jack says, I'm not worried about my dog. He said that he cares about what happened here. That broke my heart. Now, I don't remember him saying, did we watch an interview with him? We probably did. And he might have said it in the interview, but I don't remember it. When I heard it again, I was like, oh my goodness, that's sad. Because the way the cop says it, maybe it's just me, but he's like, kind of like, I got your dog, man, or something like that. Like, I got your dog, man. Like, kind of like, I don't know. I didn't like the way, I don't know. I didn't like the way it was said. And then Jack's like, I don't care about my dog. Like, not like he doesn't care, but you know what I mean? He's like, not worried. I'm not worried about the dog. I want to know what happened here. I'm worried about what's going on here. Like, he couldn't even bring himself to say Kaylee. You know what I mean? Like, he couldn't even oh man, it was sad. It was sad. It was sad. He's like, I know my dog's going to be fine. I mean, we look at Murphy's life now, but he was like, I care about what's going on. The cops talk about how the boyfriend is usually a person of interest. So they're wanting to talk with him. They say that. They talk about all the interviews they conducted, Jack being one of them. Autumn then texts Olivia to tell her that it's been confirmed the cops are there and that she's dead. Olivia then goes back home. She's like, here I come. Then she starts to be a little detective on the way home. Olivia, on the way back from LA to Coeur d'Alene, they're driving. Kids are asleep in the back. She's pregnant. Remember, she was pregnant. Olivia gets into Kaylee's phone and notices that she didn't call the police that night because she said, okay, if she was in danger, if something happened, it would be in her phone probably. She like called the police or something, which was smart. But she noticed that she called Jack a lot. And then she like went through like the times a little bit, they started at this time and ended. The cops interviewed Jack DeCourt to rule him out as either a suspect or not. And that's where the video ends. Like literally he's sitting in the police station and they ask him like one question and it ends. I said dramatic ending for part one because it was a very dramatic ending. Thank you for the jewels. Thank you so much. Hey, Deirdre. Hey, Tenny. Welcome in. Thank you. Hey, Glenn. Well, he's not the demon. No, Glenn. That's Coburg's. That's what Grandma Gonzalez says. I'm assuming that's Grandma Gonzalez. Actually, I don't know. I think that was that's the end of my book report. But that was like 19 pages. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna put this in the Facebook group either tonight or tomorrow. Tonight or tomorrow. It'll be in there. I have a Facebook group. If you didn't know, it's It's new. Give me some time. It's just me working it, but it's titanium built true crime. If anybody wants to ever go over there and look at any of the cases we cover, I'm trying to put stuff in like there from like all kinds of different cases. I am going to get like two like folders or something, and I'm going to do a website soon, but that will take a lot of time for me to get that one done. Okay, so I have more of where are they at? So there was more to Brian Koberger's documents that he put out the other day, I guess. I didn't know. I don't even know if these might be new. No, this is the same one. Okay, because there's things at the bottom, the whatever part of it, the part that we actually read. No, I thought you could make this bigger. I could have sworn you could. Do I have to go all the way down? Yeah. Okay. That way everybody can read it. You can't really read Brian Koberger's handwriting, but it's there. Oh, thanks, Tenny. I didn't see the other two, Jules. Thank you so much. Hey, Chris Diamond. West Virginia, I didn't. I wanted to, but when I was writing notes, I keep hitting the pause and the. Oh, could you guys give me just 1 second? I don't know if you can hear that thing, but that's my cat, and he wants to go out. He sounds funny. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't know if you guys could hear him. He sounded like he was decrepit under there. That's what he sounded like. Yeah, they're all three out. Yeah. So PKC, you must have grew up like me then. We thought I was like I thought it was like a television show. When you have to like wait a week to watch the next episode, that's what I thought this was going to be like. Or I probably would have binged them. I don't know if I could type that fast. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 pages. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of big. Okay, I can't lie. It's on an 11, but it's still. So this is Koberger. This is his new case number, CV01-26-15094. You know what his name is. Brian C. Koberger versus the state of Idaho. Part 2. I should put this actually, I think I will. I might do a video and I might just do this in a part 2, like a folder. So it'll probably be about 3 episodes. The petitioner alleges, okay, Judge Hippler, petition and affidavit for post-conviction relief. Okay, post-conviction relief. Place of detention, if in custody, Idaho Maximum Security Institution. Name and location of court which imposed judgment / sentence, Ada County Courthouse. And then he gives the address, his case number. Offense convicted, 4 counts of capital murder, felony burglary. The date upon which sentence was imposed and the terms of sentence. Date of sentence, July 23rd, 2025. Terms of sentence, life without parole plus 10 years. Is he sure he wants to do this? Are you sure you want to do this, Koberger? Did they tell you the other part about this? About like where they could put the death penalty right back on the table, like bam, bam, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. And then you're back in the same position, but now you have a public defender and no Ann Taylor. You might have one that's death penalty qualified, but you ain't going to have an Ann Taylor. Okay, there's just not. I'm sorry, you got lucky with her. I thought he loved her. I thought I showed y'all the pictures of him smiling at her. Check whether a finding of guilty was made after a plea of guilty. Yeah. Did you appeal from the judgment of conviction or the imposition of sentence? No. Well, you should put the reason why. They'll know. They'll know. Yeah, don't worry. So this is what he wants to use. So post-conviction relief based on ineffective assistance of counsel during criminal proceedings. He loved Dan Taylor, okay? In my opinion, he was happy with his representation until the very end when he realized, oh shit, we can't get this postponed anymore. We can't get this thrown out. We can't get that thrown out. We can't get nothing thrown out. You know? I mean, really. So plea not knowingly or voluntarily entered because it was induced by unkept promises. What kind of promises were they going to give you? Were they going to send you to Pennsylvania jail, or Pennsylvania prison, so you could be closer to your family? I mean, what was the unkept promises? Bananas? No guys named Peru around you? I don't know. I mean, I'm curious. Plea not and not knowingly is the funniest part of all. You have your criminal justice degree. Okay, so do I. I know that there is no way I'm signing on no dotted line saying I'm guilty of nothing I'm not guilty of. Plea not voluntarily entered because of threats asserted by petitioner's legal counsel. They were threatening you? They were threatening you? Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that, Chris Diamond. He wants to see him back in court. So do the Gonzalez's. I do. I want to see him. Let's go try this trial out. Let's try this trial on for size. Anybody? Petitions in state or federal court for habeas corpus? No. Any other petitions? No. And then down here it just says, if your application is based upon the failure of counsel to adequately represent you, state concisely and in detail what counsel failed to do in representing your interest. Ooh, let's read this. Failure to disclose of or review exculpatory evidence that does not freaking exist. Okay. I.e. uncommon hair in Chapin's hand. Yeah, you said it was a lump of hair. We are not doing this again. Go check out my community post. Who told him that? I mean, is he talking to Brent Turvey? Does he know what Ian Taylor said about Brent Turvey? I mean, I can pull it all up. I got it. I got it handy. But I want to use it for another live because I want to go back over his sentencing where he said 15 million times that he knew what he was doing when he was signing. And they give you a piece of paper to read off of. Okay. So letter B. Get me out of here. Letter B. Counsel's insistence that petitioner's plea not be a truthful despite petitioner's vehement denial of actual guilt. No, vehement? No, there was no repeated denials of you. You never denied, not one time. You never, ever denied the charges against you. I remember you sitting silent and letting Ann put in a plea for you, like the little bitch you are. But Ann isn't good. Promises made by counsel regarding LWAP status. Promises made by counsel. Okay, so that's like immediate. Okay, contact visits. I told y'all. Didn't I tell you this was why he wanted another trial? I didn't even read this. So, i.e., immediate contact visits, freedom of movement, and employment. So they said that he would get to be able to move around the little, the halls. Okay. And get a little job. They probably were saying, Coburger, it won't be that bad. You can get a job when you're in prison. You're young. You can get a job. You can make friends. That's probably what they were saying. Not meaning we're going to make sure we'll give you a job and we put you into general population. Do you want to die, sir? Put him in general population. That's what he wants. That's what he's been wanting. He has been wanting this whole time to be moved. Please move me. Please move me. Please move me. I know you're supposed to keep the inmates safe. Okay, I know that. But if he's saying, put me in Gen Pop, put him in there for a minute. Put him in there 20 minutes. Right? Cat Cookie is better than he will on death row. He ain't gonna get no bananas on death row. No, and there's no more of that last meal anymore either. They cut that out. Because this one guy ordered everything under the damn sun. And now they don't even do that anymore. No more last meals for you, Coburger. No vegan dinner. Yeah, and no contact visits for anybody. What are you saying, conjugal? I did say that last night. If that's what he means, I swear to you, I'll quit the YouTube. I'll quit the I swear, because I did say that last night. He's not happy with the food. No, he was mad because they didn't give him enough on his plate. That he wrote a kite about that one night. And then one time he was mad about the bananas. They weren't up to his quality standard, I guess. They weren't like they were just regular bananas. They weren't like the good bananas, that last for 15 days, that are like this long. Oh, Jupe, this is old Coburger's handwriting, and I'm pretty good at reading it. Now, are you seeking leave to proceed? I don't know. Forma papyrus. I don't know what that means. Okay. Damn Latin words. Okay. What does that mean? It means Latin term meaning in the manner of a pauper, meaning paper. Does that mean paper? Hold on. It's a fee waiver. I bet you Hippler's like, this one's on me. So more money. He's already spent, what was it, $8 million for the county? For the state? $8 million. I ain't reading any more of your stupid ass documents, Koberger. Stop putting them in. Actually, these ones are going to be hilarious. Keep putting these in. Are you requesting the appointment of counsel to represent you in this case? Oh, I thought he was going to represent himself. Oh, I thought he was going to use oh wait, he don't have access to the inmates. He ain't got a lawyer in there. State specifically the relief you seek, a withdrawal of a guilty plea. Because Ann Taylor, of all people, didn't give you adequate counsel. Now, anybody in this, now, what are these people that love Brian? I know that there's people out there that, they care about Brian immensely. What do you guys think about Ann Taylor now? Because Ann Taylor was your girl during the whole court thing, So is Ann Taylor like the devil now? I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Betsy. There isn't like a general pop. My truth is my Delulu. Yeah. Yeah, my truth is my truth is my truth. I'm gonna get that. Maybe I'll get that tattooed on me. What was it? What did he say that? What was it? Let me go down here and see what was his exact words. His truth is his truth. Where was that? Because he was like, oh my God, that was funny. Was it at the bottom? Oh, I like about how fabricated a horrific experience touring an actual 8x8 death row cell. He's talking about how he lied for counsel. he fabricated a story. I lied for her. Isn't that still like perjury and stuff? Isn't that still isn't that perjury still? If even if you lie for your attorney, that's like not like I mean, that's not allowed. So he's saying here that he lied for his attorney, made up stories. And I do like how he says like his mom and his parents were there. His mom and dad were there for all the visits. I can't find out where he said that, but yeah, he did say that. A legal victory in entering a false plea. He said that they told him that he would get a legal victory if he pled guilty. In what world is even if it's a speeding ticket, you plead guilty, where's the legal victory? The only time you'll ever get a legal victory is right here. Okay, this is your legal victory. Say you kill 4 college students and you burglarize their house. Let's say you got off on the 4 murders and you just got the burglary. There you go. There's an example for you. Not, I did all of it and I'm just, I want to be innocent now. You don't get to do that. I wonder what I would love to know what Peru would have to say about this. If we could just get Peru on the phone or get a letter to him. Is he still in jail? I don't know. Or in prison. He might still be there. But Peru is who we need. We need Peru on our side to be yelling at him, through the toilets. Titanium Built said this, Koberger. I would love that. I would give Peru commissary money for that. I don't know. Is that bribery? Probably couldn't do that. If he did it, I would say thank you in the form of some ramen noodles. Oh, who's Peru? Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, buckle up. Peru is okay. So when you're in jail or prison, you usually are in like your little section, and you can yell through like the toilet sometimes or through like the pipes. You can bang on them, like different things you can do. Even like you can fish, like kites or like fish, like letters through. Well, there was a few guys that were trying to talk to Kohlberger, and one of them was Peru. And Kohlberger, instead of just shutting up and not saying anything, or maybe just talking to Peru, because Peru probably just wants to hear a story. I mean, he's already heard probably the other 2 people or 3 people he's surrounded by. So he's probably asking him, what's your story, man? And Kohlberger goes and tells and name drops him. Then the kite comes out and the guy, the CO that was like supposed to be writing up the kite or whatever dealing with Kohlberger and Peru. He was like, I don't know who that person is, pretty much. Like Kohlberger was like, it was Peru, right? And then the guy was like, I don't know. He said, they all sound the same. I'm pretty sure a guy with the name Peru is going to have an accent of some sort. Whether it's country, whether it's Southern, whether it's Northern, whether it's from, United States, not from the United States, he's going to have an accent. Peru? Hell yeah, you better have an awesome, like a country twang accent. Like a Brian Kohlberger, but in a man's voice, Threatened Kohlberger. Oh yeah, we got to do Hitler's crap. I forgot about that. I'll be like Hitler's crap. I think this is the end of it. But yeah, this is the whole doc. If you guys, I think this is the Idaho Statesman. You have to like sign up. I thought that I unsubscribed from them people, but I guess I didn't because I got this and I was like, oh crap. So we're back to here again. This was so weird, like trying to find this, like I don't know, the iCourt port. I don't know. It was just, it's weird when you just don't type in like a few letters and click enter because like he was in the Ada County courts for like, or that, courthouse for so long or like dealing with the state. So it was just a little different this time around. I think I type in I type in Idaho and it goes cases of interest. Okay. So where was I going to show you out after this? I was going to show you, I thought I had some I don't know where I put the thing from the judge. Well, I guess I'll go look for it again. Or pull it up. I must have clicked out of it whenever I was getting this stuff ready. I think it was just, it was just the one. This one's actually, it's right here, I bet. Because the one I had was kind of like, I couldn't really tell what it was. Okay. So now, we got Kohberger. Okay, sorry. Brian C. Kohberger. We will start highlighting these again in, the appropriate colors, but he's a petitioner for state of Idaho respondent. Before the court is petitioner's motion for appointment of counsel in connection with his petition for post-conviction relief. Petitioner's motion for appointment of counsel is granted pursuant to Idaho Code. We have to do this or we'll get in trouble. The state public defender shall appoint counsel to represent petitioner in all post-conviction proceedings under case number CV01-26-15094. Dated this 29th day of July 2026. I wonder if our friend Judge Hippler ever thought he'd be dealing with Kohberger again this soon. He probably did. He's probably like, well, yeah, it's till September to put something in. Damn it, he did it. There goes his vacation, I mean, it's crazy. It's craziness, isn't it? It's insanity to me. Okay, what else do I have up here? Oh, I can show you this. Actually, let me wait till the end, just in case this decides to be stupid. Like, dings me for it. Let's read over these little articles that they put out today. Because I was like, well, what are they talking about? It was updated today, so let's see. There's Kohberger when he first went into jail back in 2022, the end, December 30th. No celebrating the new year for you. Before Brian Kohberger was infamous, and I really wouldn't say that. For the University of Idaho murders, he was a teaching assistant. I really wouldn't say that either. In July 2025, he entered guilty pleas in connection with the murders of 4 University of Idaho students, Kayla Gonzalez, Xander Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Ethan Chapin. Later that month, he was sentenced to 4 life sentences for the murders, plus an additional 10 years on a burglary charge. However, over 1 year later, Kohberger is claiming his innocence and has filed a petition to reverse his guilty plea and get a court case. Kohberger's attempt to prove his innocence also comes in the midst of a 3-part Netflix docuseries, The Idaho Murders: College Nightmare, which he did not participate in. Do you think that maybe they paid him, like Netflix, they'd be like, okay, we give you this much money if you say you're innocent? I don't know. They were offering his parents $1 million. Maybe he would take it. Not Netflix, but Hulu was. This one. Kohberger was first connected to the homicides in December 2022 when he was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania. He was accused of fatally stabbing Gonzalez 21, Mogan 21, Kernodle 20, and Chapin 20 at their off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho. The investigation unearthed information about Kohberger's past that may have left clues about his crime to come. Okay, here's everything to know about Brian Kohberger's life before he brutally killed 4 University of Idaho students. I bet you were know all this stuff. Kohberger has a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's in criminal justice. So, Kohberger earned a bachelor's degree in psychology at a local community college near his Eastern Pennsylvania hometown. In June 2022, he received a master's degree in criminal justice from DeSales. Jack Bayless, he was the friend that he had for the longest, like the long time. And I think his sister was like, I forget her name, but her sister was the the girl that drove him when he wanted to get the drugs at one time. But he befriended Koberger in 8th grade. He said Koberger was very interested in psychology as a teen. Well, we could tell that by his Tap Talk account. Worthless sack of meat. Yeah, well, you pretty much are. Yeah. You're not really, you're just a worthless sack. He is very curious, probably the most curious person you'll ever meet, guaranteed. He was really into psychology, how people thought and whatnot. He's always been really into that kind of stuff. He's probably doing a social experiment on half the internet right now, or well, 2,000 of the internet, 2,000 people. One of his classmates at DeSales, Brittany Slavin, said that Kohlberger seemed rather interested in serial killers, but that his behavior didn't raise any red flags to her at any time. Well, he's raised this red flag over here a couple times. And oh, you know what? Let's do this because I got those orange flags. I got 12 of those bad boys for Kohlberger when he got sentenced, and then he never went to trial. So I'm ready for this. I got my flags in the closet. I'm ready. It'll be like 2 years before anything would even ever happen if it did, which it won't. But if it did, it would take a long time. I would assume that they would have to make a whole new case for him. He would have to come up with a lot of stuff, which we're going to go over this weekend. If you are a person that thinks that Brian Kohlberger is innocent of this, you're going to want to come to this live because you're just going to want to come. She said, yeah, at the time, it seemed as if he was just a curious student. So if his questions felt odd, we didn't think much of it because it fit our curriculum. Well, I mean, maybe I ask weird questions. I'll admit that. Look at what I put into Google. I mean, you guys have me put in some weird stuff. I'm blaming you. He interviewed for a job with local police in April 2022. We knew that. He didn't get it. Gary Jenkins said, no, thank you. You were not likable enough to my men. He needed somebody that he could trust, he said, pretty much. And he didn't think that his guys would be able to put their faith in this guy right here. And probably best decision he ever made, right? Yeah, we just went over the paperwork. Or have we went over that yet? Or no, we're getting ready to go over the paperwork. No, we just went over the paperwork. Sorry, I'm like, did we go over it? I found it. I hope he appoints them a whole 4 of them again. Let's do it. They don't pay. Netflix. Yeah, Hulu. They gave it to they offered it to Brian Kohlberger, and when they offered it to Asa Ellerup, and Asa Ellerup accepted, and Kohlberger's parents said no. That's what they said anyway. That's what Hulu said. They offered it to Kohlberger. Kohlberger's parents said no. Asa Ellerup said yes. And that's who she ended up getting $1 million for that Hulu documentary she did. When she's sitting all in the basement looking all creepy, McCreeperson in front of his vault. Yeah. At the time she needed the money, she said, for her cancer. So at the time of the murders, Kohlberger was a PhD student. We knew all that. Hold on. Wasn't this somebody else? Oh, okay. I guess not. B.K. Norton, a classmate of Kohlberger at Washington State who took the same courses as him one semester, described Kohlberger to people as intelligent but quiet. I guess Norton told people that Kohlberger was more of a loner in the program and claimed that Kohlberger made disparaging remarks about the LGBTQ plus, I think it's A plus A, or LGBTQA, UA plus community. No, I think. An anonymous classmate of Kohlberger's, I don't know if he's saying it wrong, but I think that's what it is, recalled him frequently taking contrarian viewpoints in classes and getting into heated arguments With other doctorate students, according to the New York Times, the classmate said Kohlberger seemed to have more disagreements with women, including one incident that led to a female doctoral student storming out of the classroom after accusing Kohlberger of mansplaining. Now, I will say this, though, one real quick. I mean, was there more women in the class than men? I mean, I'm not trying to give them a, point here, point there, but I will, give it when it's due. I don't know. I wonder I wonder what that would be, if there would be more men or more women. I guess it would depend on the class too. But mansplaining is a thing. While at Washington State, Kohlberger was also a teaching assistant. One of his students, Joey Famulario, that guy, said that his behavior changed after November 12th, 2022, after the murders occurred. Definitely around then, he started grading everybody just 100s. Pretty much if you turned something in, you were getting high marks. Kohlberger generally kept to himself, Norton said, I know that there were students meeting with him after the murders. He was quiet and stared a lot, but after the murders, he seemed more willing to talk and hold a conversation. Before Kohlberger was arrested, he was reported for various inappropriate incidences by colleagues and students alike. Yeah. He was being disrespectful to female instructors, having been aggressive with a female student and displaying inappropriate behavior for the position that he had. Kohlberger continued going to school and acting as a teaching assistant until he was terminated on December 19th, 2022. A local bar issued a warning to Kohlberger months before the murders. Yeah. He was warned about his interactions with women before he moved to Idaho or Washington, sorry. And this was in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania at Seven Sirens Brewing Company. She explained that bar staff scan IDs for all patrons and that they can add notes in their internal system. Staff put in there, hey, this guy makes creepy comments. Keep an eye on him. He'll have 2 or 3 beers and then just get a little too comfortable. I wish they could have put what you really mean in there. What do you mean by too comfortable? The brewery owner added that Kohlberger would often sit alone at the bar. Oh, I said that all the time. He's probably sitting alone in the corner, looking at everybody having a good time, having a life. Just get up and join the party. That's what you should have did. No, can't anymore. Maybe in jail, maybe prison party. We're having a prison party. He said, the bar owner said that if women weren't interested in conversing with Kohlberger, he would get upset with them a little bit, and that Kohlberger called a female staffer a bitch when she wouldn't answer his questions. During the owner's final interaction with Kohlberger, he said, hey, Brian, welcome back. We appreciate you coming back. I just wanted to talk to you real quick and make sure that you're going to be respectful this time and we're not going to have any issues. Kohlberger seemed shocked at his remarks and told the owner, I don't know what you're talking about. You totally have me confused. Kohlberger never returned to the bar after the conversation because his feet got hurt. You said it in front of all the bar people. I know you did. You came out from behind the bar. You're like, we ain't going to have no problems this time, are we, Kohlberger? He was probably cool about it, too. Meanwhile, Kohlberger also allegedly, is it the Mad Greek? Yeah. According to a former employee, I guess. He came in at least twice to grab vegan pizza. Now, was that said before or after, I wonder, about the former employee? I can't remember now. Because I would be able to tell you if it was real or not, because we didn't know if he was vegan or not before he got married, before he got, oh my gosh, before he got arrested. Did I say married the first time? Where am I at tonight? I said married, I think, twice. Said another word off. I don't know what it is, y'all. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I wouldn't go get eloped or something. That's not it. What's with the serial killers being psych majors? Well, Ted Bundy was a law major, wasn't he? Was he a psych major too? We read that about what Kaylee's parents said. Oh, actually, Kaylee's sister had something to say. Oh, yes, she did. Not Olivia. Aubrey, I mean, sorry. Okay. Let's play this video and then we'll do that because it's like sweet. Let me see if this actually has anything new in it. This other article. So I didn't get a chance to read it. And I don't want you guys to like, what happened the night? Okay, we know that. We know that. Okay, where are they now? Okay. The last time we've heard. Okay, so it says here, in the years to follow, the former roommates tried to maintain a life out of the spotlight amid the highly publicized trial. Bethany appears to have transferred schools as she was nominated to be an ATO sweetheart at the University of Nevada. We saw that picture. I can actually probably pull it up. In the December 2024 post, Funk wrote in the caption that she was a senior and on the soccer team and majoring in public health. Although I've only been here for a few years, the men of ATO have always made me feel so welcome and safe. In April 2023, Funk fought a legal request that would force her to testify. That's all the case. Then this is the picture of her. And then let me exit out some of this stuff because like, where am I going? I don't even know. Okay. There's nothing about like that would have been if I would have bought that article, like, you know what I mean? I would have been like, I'd have been mad. It had nothing about Dylan in there. This is the only picture of, Bethany. This is the only thing we've known about this. I mean, but it's just like, because I'm curious. I would like to know how those ladies are doing in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to dig into them. I don't need to know. I don't need to really know. But you know what I mean? Like, I would like to just see a post that, like, just something that shows that they're doing okay. They're happy. They're not listening to any of this shit that's on the internet, because can you imagine 4 years of your life being one night for over almost 4 years, one night being picked apart, and you're being told that you're awful, that you didn't do anything to save your friends, that you killed your friends, that you're like, I can't even say some of the stuff that they said. I mean, it's just, oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't mean to do that, to cut the screen off like that. Okay. So this is like a little bit about it goes a little bit over the Netflix doc. So it'll give you, a little taste of what it's about. And I've only seen the first episode, so I will watch the second one tomorrow or the next day, and then following, I'll watch the other one. There are some updates in the Cider Family House of Horrors, which every time I'll probably get, I better not get dinged. Every time I say that, I get freaking in the yellow. But we could go over some updates with them too. So make sure you're subscribed. You hit the like button. I forgot to ask you guys to hit the like button in the beginning. So don't forget to hit that like. Hey, Deborah. Well, he won't. No, that's not true. He won't. He had effective counsel. He's saying there was a clump of hair in Ethan's hand. There absolutely was not. We went over those documents on this channel. Yeah, in my opinion, he may get a court hearing just to be told, nah, You're not innocent. You had your chance. You pled guilty. We asked you we asked you at the time, was your attorneys good for you? Did they do their job? Yes. Did they read over these documents so you know what you're signing over to right now? Yes. He even said he lied.
13, I think we have a homicide.
He's only digging himself into more of a hole every time he comes out and says something.
The details of the 2022 murders were hard to fathom. 4 University of Idaho friends stabbed to death in an off-campus house nearing the end of fall semester.
We're going to need everybody. We got 4 deceased.
In a new 3-part Netflix docuseries released overnight, family members describe the early confusion.
I'm calling Kaylee. I'm calling Maddie. I'm not getting through.
And then the pain when it becomes clear what happened.
Were they shot? She says, no, they were stabbed. And I was like, what?
Xana Kernodle's father and sister were told in the police station.
What do you do in that situation? Like, no one knows. So that was really, really hard.
Brian Kohberger is currently serving 4 consecutive life sentences.
I have a question. What did Ann Taylor do wrong? Because everybody was rooting for her. And now y'all are like, F Ann Taylor. I'm just asking.
After pleading guilty to the quadruple homicide last year, a move that took the death penalty off the table and did not require the criminology student to share a motive for the murders, something that has frustrated some of the victims' families.
Tell all of us parents why he did it if he was going to get the plea.
But authorities say even after years of investigating, Kohberger's motive has never come to light.
We don't know why. We don't know why these 4. We don't know why this house. I don't think we'll ever know.
This week, Kohberger grabbed headlines announcing he wanted to withdraw his guilty plea and go to trial, something the court will likely not allow, according to legal experts. Still, even before the latest filing, the Gonsalves family has maintained they wanted a jury to decide Kohberger's guilt.
Justice would only be if the kids came back. And that doesn't work that way. The kids are gone. They're never coming back. But I want him to die.
But the family and friends of the 4 young victims, Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle, also say they want to keep their memory alive.
All of these kids had people that they really loved and cared about.
There is no way the state of Idaho is going to pay for him to have another trial. There is no way. Margot Vincent told me I should watch Nancy Grace because I haven't watched her yet. So if you guys want to, maybe I'll do like a poll. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I'll bust out my old Nancy cardboard cutout. I'll put her up behind me in the new studio setup and we'll hang out with Nancy. Because I was going to do that tonight. Vincent actually watched it. I'm like, all of a sudden he's back into this case. But he said Nancy was pissed. I said, was she mad? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I do love me some Nancy when it comes to Kohberger, especially.
Remembered.
He said she was trying to get the Gonsalveses fired up. She probably was.
For exactly what they should be remembered for.
And keeping their memory alive, Steph. In so many ways, this documentary focuses more on the victims than the crime itself, right?
Yeah, I mean, when that crime happened, the country was transfixed. But then it was the investigation. Then it was the trial.
No, we're still here. We're still transfixed.
All of that focusing on Brian Kohberger, the families who took part in this documentary say they really wanted an opportunity to take that spotlight away from him and put it back on the victims, their sons and daughters and sisters and brother. That is why they took part in it. I also should mention that we reached out to Brian Kohberger's attorneys and they did not get back to us.
Okay, Stephanie Goss, thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
It's because you don't got any. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's so mean. I'm sorry. But after Ann Taylor sends out a letter that says, we know that we're allowed to talk now, but we're going to be professional and none of our experts are going to talk and we're not going to talk and no one's going to talk. And then you hear, hold my beer. And you got expert witnesses coming out talking. And now you got Kohberger. He's like, hold my lukewarm piss water that I get a drink. I'm next. And I guess she ain't his lawyer no more. Now, did they have a big falling out, or was it just one of those like, see you later, you're going to be in here for life, you're probably not going to appeal? Maybe she thought in her head that he would never be doing this because he loved Van Taylor. Maybe she just thought, well, he's not going to say he had ineffective assistance of counsel. Surely he would never say that. Oh, he would say anything to get a new trial. And you know what's going to happen if he did get a new trial? The same thing that happened the first time. He ain't going to say nothing, ain't going to do nothing, ain't going to talk about nothing. Other than, I was out for a night ride and I turned my phone off because, wait, he was stargazing before the night ride. And then he was night riding with Koberger. How are you turning your phone off, but then you're taking pictures of the night sky, but then you're just driving around? I don't know. You confused the hell out of me. I'll tell you, you were trying to confuse people. Put me on I'm just kidding. Don't put me on the jury. Don't do that. But I hope that they can find 16 to 18 people if they need it, but they won't need it. But, we've seen crazier. I'll say that. Hey, Laura, we have seen, I don't know if we've seen crazier. We've seen things happen, right? But to say that Ann Taylor told him to lie about things, Judge Hippler is going to not take that lightly. And if he does get a trial, that death penalty is back on the table, guys. Put back on. So, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. He could opt for a judge's ruling. Do you think that he would do a bench trial, though, Kat, with Hippler? I wouldn't. I would trust my fate with 12 strangers before I would the judge that I straight looked at the eye. And I looked in his eyes and was like, yeah, I'm not going to waste any more of the court's time. I'm going to plead guilty. And then he's coming back to say he's innocent so he can waste the court's time. Judge Hippler's going to be pissed. If that was me, I would be. If I was a judge, I would have already been, okay. I would have already had something to say when he wasn't saying your honor at all. Not once, not ever, not any, not one time did he ever. Because that's just respect. You just put respect on my name. That's what I would have said. Put some respect on my name. You know what judges got to do to be judges? Law school, they got to be usually appointed in. They got to work hard. People got to like them a little bit, Just crazy. Oh, I never said that no, I don't think he's, I can't say that I don't think he's guilty is to me. But there's not a lot of channels that say that he is innocent or guilty. I mean, there's a lot of channels out there that say that he's innocent. Have you been seeing them channels, Deborah? And you know why we have such hate for a person that's been convicted? A convicted murderer? Why wouldn't you not like? Do you like convicted murderers? Okay, I'm confused now. Are we supposed to like convicted murderers? Because he's convicted. Is it drugs? I'm so confused. I'm so freaking confused. I'm confused. That's like saying Brian Koberger has friends. Okay. The only friends he has is the 2,000 people that are on the internet. I mean, you want him to come live with you? I don't know. Maybe he could. Maybe we can get him out. And you guys can pass them around like a stuffed animal. Like a jelly cat. The ugliest jelly cat I've ever seen. Because I like jelly cats, but Oh, no, hip. Sorry. Yeah. But Judge was another judge. Yeah. Judge John Judge. Yeah. That's a great name. And he had the best chair ever. Remember that big black chair he had? I said I was going to get me one of them. I never did. I'm getting a little warm at these lights. Y'all are getting me heated in here. Look at me getting warm. No, actually, I'm good. The dogs are chilled. I'm good. When I start to get like heated, my dogs, they take off. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to be emotional support animals here. They don't support nothing. They're like, mommy's upset. We're out of here. Put him on a pedestal. Yeah. No, the only pedestal he got put on was this crappy old YouTube one that's broken down. Yeah. Okay. I have to do. Oh, I didn't get to see that. He was on News Nation with Steve Gonsalves and said that Kohberger was on the property. What? No, was that new? That has to be new. Vincent said he's been watching the interviews. Oh, now I got to go find it and watch it. Oh, my. Make up your minds. Was he there? Was he not there? Is he a ninja in the night? Is he not? Yeah, what are they going? What? Yeah, the Netflix documentary started tonight. Well, it's actually all 3 episodes are on there. So it's a 3-part series, and all 3 episodes are already on there. So we went over tonight. We went over the first episode. I took the best notes ever. I ain't gonna lie; those were some damn good notes. How many pages was that on the Canva? Like freaking 13 or something like that. I was not messing around. 1 of 14, so 13. And then I already have my Brent Turvey thumbnail ready and the whole title and everything. So we can go over that too. And then let me go over this really quick with you guys before I, let you guys leave. Okay. Does it feel like what is today's date? Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. It feels like Friday to me. I don't know why. It just is. But a word from our youngest, Aubrey. 1,352 days. That's how long it's been since Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, and Xana Kernodle were murdered. I wasn't planning on saying anything today, but after seeing that the man who admitted in court to murdering 4 innocent people now wants to withdraw his guilty plea, I couldn't stay silent. He sure could, though. For him, this may be another legal filing. For me, it's another day without my sister. I'm Aubrey Gonsalves. I'm Kaylee's little sister, and Maddie wasn't just Kaylee's best friend. She was family. She was my big sister too. I don't know life without November 13th, 2022 anymore. Every birthday, every holiday, every family gathering, every milestone has 2 people missing who should still be here. They were silenced without a choice, without a second thought. They were murdered while they were sleeping in a place they should have felt safest. They never got the chance to tell their story. They never got the chance to ask for mercy. Mercy was never going to be shown to them. So why should the person convicted of taking their voices continue to have one? This isn't a Netflix documentary. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This isn't entertainment. This is my life. These were real people. And every time this case is dragged back into the spotlight because of another filing, another theory, or another attempt to rewrite history, families like mine are forced to relive the worst day of our lives. For years, people have ignored the evidence because it doesn't fit the narrative they convinced themselves is true. They ignored the DNA recovered from the knife sheath left beside my sister, the surveillance footage tracking the white Hyundai Elantra before and after the murders, the cell phone data documenting his movements that night, his phone disconnecting from the network during the window of the murders before reconnecting afterward, the repeated trips investigators documented to the King Road neighborhood before November 13th, the eyewitness testimony, the forensic evidence, the digital evidence, and the countless hours law enforcement spent piecing everything together until it all pointed to one person. Then there are the people who insist it would have been impossible for one person to commit these murders in the amount of time investigators established. She gonna touch on it all. Let's hear it, girl. Oh, I just like spit out my drink. It wasn't impossible. Experts explained why. The victims were asleep or caught completely off guard. They were attacked inside the same home on 2 floors in rapid succession. A large fixed blade knife is capable of causing fatal injuries within seconds. It's a horrifying reality, but it is a scientifically possible one. Refusing to accept that doesn't change the facts. What hurts almost as much as losing them is watching strangers turn their murders into content. People make videos for views. People create conspiracy theories for attention. People argue over evidence as if this is some fictional mystery they get to solve. I've been saying that, haven't I? When they're done, they close the app and go back to their lives. We don't. We walk past an urn every day holding what we have left of Kaylee. That's our reality. People tell families like mine to move on, but how do you move on when your sister's life has been reduced to an urn sitting in your family's home? How do you move on when every birthday, every holiday, every accomplishment reminds you of everything she should still be here for? You get to put this case away when you're tired of hearing about it. My family doesn't. We live it every single day. So I'll leave you with this. Why should the man convicted of taking 4 innocent voices continue to have a platform loud enough to reopen old wounds, while Kaylee, Maddie, Zan, and Ethan will never get another chance to tell the world who they were? I'll read that last part again. Why should the man convicted of taking 4 innocent voices continue to have a platform loud enough to reopen old wounds, while Kaylee, Maddie, Zan, and Ethan will never get another chance to tell the world who they are, or they were? That's, you know, this is a young girl. And she can articulate this case better than me and better than most of the people that come and troll and do all the things, you know. I guess they're not really trolling. They're just stating their beliefs, you know. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say trolls, but, you know. I mean, like, oh God, you can't even get on the freaking YouTube probably. I can't even think about it. Like, think about that. Like, you know, I think my coverage of this case has been pretty good. I think I've done really well, actually. I haven't said anything. I've done nothing like crazy. Not too crazy, a little crazy. But, you know, like, I mean, I'm not one of those people that was like, let's watch, you know, hours 1 through 50 of the Lane videos. We're not doing that. We watched, you know, hours between the hours of the murder. That's when we watched. That's when we needed to watch. Yeah, man. And then, the 4 candles, that just reminded me of when they did the vigil. I don't know if you guys weren't around for that, go back and watch it. It was really good. It was really sad. I didn't come up on my own panel that night. Like, that's how new of a creator I was. I was very new. Not like, I mean, I come on in like August, September, and then this was November. So I was pretty new. And I don't even think I had done lives at that point. I don't think I had done a live at that point. I think Idaho 4 was my first live. I think. Pretty sure. And then, yeah, they did the visual, and I went on another channel, and I had to turn my camera off. I had like 4 candles that I got to like burn for them. And I remember I had it set up like all nice, like for them and stuff. And then I couldn't even turn my camera on. And I was like, I can't even turn my camera on. So I was like bawling the whole time. And I'm sensitive. Like, I'll admit it. I'm a sensitive person, but I'm like, I don't know. It just depends on the day you get me, I guess. But I'm usually a pretty, you know, sensitive person. I'm an empathetic person, but so I'm glad that I didn't have to do it on mine, you know. She was only 19. Aww. I think Kaylee and Olivia did. And if they did it, I mean, I don't see why that I would be have to do with anything. I think I think we're waiting to hear from her. I think she's probably going to be writing something really nice and special. I'm going to go see. Okay. That was just Matt Matthews, if you heard him in the background, you know. I thought I followed her, but I swear sometimes she'd be deleting her page. It's still the same. Oh, wait, these are pinned. Yeah, I don't think she's put anything out yet. Okay. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, they were close in age. Where's Frenchie? You got me blocked, Frenchie. Yeah. Yeah, Kathy, you guys are right. No one should, I mean, I don't spew hate. I just don't like Brian Koberger. That's hate. Ooh, you haven't seen nothing yet, girlfriend. Stick around, stick around, stick around. Stick around. Actually, you know what? I got so many good compliments today. I got told by two different dentists, unprovoked today, that I was the best patient that they've had. That I don't ever complain about nothing. That I'll let them do whatever. And that they're like, you just trust us. They said, we love you. That's what's up. And one of them told me I have really white teeth. Have you been told today from your dentist that you have really white teeth? Because if you haven't, that's just something that just hits different. That just hits different than anything. I never thought myself as a person that has like white teeth. I look at other people, I'm like, all your teeth are beautiful. Like when she told me that, I was like, girl, you better not. I'm gonna take you on a date. Best believe that. She's been talking about moving closer down here, so I will take her on a date. Yes, we do, Kat. Xana was a badass and a fighter. Thanks, Betsy. I love my new dentist, Deidre. I really do. But see, like mine are students, so they leave me. But then they have like the dentists that come in, like that actually are like the dentist. They do all this stuff, but she's not leaving for a little while. Really, Kathy? Isn't that like the best thing? Vincent was like, I tell you that all the time. I'm like, yeah, but it's different when the dentist tells you, the dentist. She even said today, she's like, Tanya, she's like, I can tell, honey, that you clean your teeth. Like you brush and floss. I'm like, she's like, you got really white teeth. I'm like, oh my God. Yes. And this is my last, knock on wood, everybody, my last crown. Just so everyone knows, if you know, we're done with the live, you know, we're just talking now. But if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know I've been going to the dentist for years. So for me to say something that is the last of something, oh yeah. And then I think I got 2 implants. They want to build up the bone and stuff. They want to charge me. Okay, so it's a big lawyer bill when they hand you, he's writing it on the piece of paper, and then he was going to hand it to me like this. I'm not kidding you. He was going to do the fold and slide. Dude, it's just us back here in this room. Hand me the paper. How much is it? The first number, I was like, that sounds okay. And then he's like, but then this, and we're going to have to do this one. And then he said, we might have to do a 3D x-ray. He said that today. I said, no, we're not. I spent $500 on a 3D x-ray, walked out of here with no money from my paycheck 1 month. We're not doing a 3D x-ray. And he was like, really? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, you go check your machine. And so he did, and he found the x-ray, because I'm like, I can't afford another one. Like that's just, it was like $460 or something like that. Craziness. Oh, these are all still my teeth. I just got a couple. My crowns are all on the bottom and in the back. That's where I be messing up. Well, thanks. I just got to get 2 of them little implants. I'll be ready to go. And then a bridge. But then I'll be ready to go. The dentist is so expensive. He was just like, when he went to hand me the paper like that, I wanted to be like, no, you didn't, Dr. A. So my x-rays, I've always had all these x-rays done and never have ever been charged for an x-ray. Ever. I can say through my insurance, I can say that most, if not all, my surgeries have been paid for. Okay. Like, I mean, I'm thankful. I'm so thankful for my insurance. But that dentist, they don't care. You know what I mean? That it's just, there's no, my insurance ain't good for that. So. Oh, PKC, they'll just come and rip out your teeth if you don't pay it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, you guys saw my x-rays the other night of when my mouth was wired shut. I meant to take those with me today. I couldn't believe it. I've had 3 extractions. I don't know, 5, 6 extractions. All of my back teeth were extracted. But like, I swear they were molars, but they said that I wasn't going to get molar or no, wisdom teeth. Because like, there's not that much room back there to put another tooth. Like, those had to have been my wisdom. They just came in late, or they just came in and they just pulled them late. Because yeah, I had one guy, he was behind me, yanking me. I mean, to pull a tooth. I mean, I'm telling you, I've been through a mess when it's comes to medical, and I literally don't complain. And I don't know why I don't, because you're allowed as a patient. If you have a problem, you're allowed to complain, but I just don't. I don't know why. Like, I always think it could be worse. Sideways, cursed diamond. Oh my gosh. That's just wrong. Wisdom teeth, and they come in sideways. Oh, that's fun. PKC, I was almost to the point. I about asked today, how much would it cost to just cap all these, like to crown them? Because my crowns aren't just regular crowns; they're metal on the inside. And when I had the braces done, when I had the wires put in my mouth, they separated my teeth down here a little bit, like where I could put my tongue in the middle of it, and it bothered me. It just bothered me because it wasn't there before. And they're fixing that where she put the crown at. They're placing 2 crowns right beside each other, so it'll be good. Really, Ladybug? It's always good. Yeah, go to the dentist. I need to get Vincent to the dentist, actually. Speaking of which, I'm gonna write that down, because if I don't call, he'll never call. His teeth will be rotted. Actually, they won't be, because What is it with men? And y'all don't have to brush your teeth, okay? What's up with that? What's up with that? Like all men have some good, like, not all men. I take that back. But like the men in my life anyway, my dad, now Vincent, y'all brush your teeth at the minimum level there, you know? We're lucky to get one day out of you. Brush your teeth today. You know what I mean? Like, and they're perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. They're beautiful. I remember my mom saying, Kenny, did you brush your teeth this week? My dad would be like, nah, I'm good. How do you do it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how guys do it. And they still are like, I don't know. They're just like fine. Really, Laura? This is like once a day. He's like, you know what I mean? He doesn't like not brush his teeth, but you know, he's like once a day guy. My dad was like once every couple of days. My dad would be like, I think with my dad was like, that was like the last thing on his mind. Do you know what I mean? Like he was all about like, we got to work, got to go to work, got to wake up, go to work, wake up. Like just your teeth, they're like, well, your teeth are like the portal to your body, like the whole body, you know? That's what I think of it like. So Vincent's going to the dentist. He's going to hate that. He doesn't like needles. But I mean, they're just for a cleaning, he won't get a needle. He'll be fine. So see, hey, Angie, welcome in. So Vincent, that's my boyfriend, by the way. I was going to say something about him. I saw a comment. Oh, was he? And he's never had a braces or anything. Now me, I had my mouth wired shut. So I was in a car accident and they wired my mouth shut for 8 weeks. It was supposed to be 6. And then they came in and they said, no, and we got to do it for 8. It's bad. And so, and the way that they wire it, they go underneath your gums. I don't know how to explain it. Like they like go up underneath of them. So they kind of pull the gum away from the tooth so that you're already, okay, well, that's already a problem if you're going to be doing that for 8 weeks straight. And then, so my gums were kind of like receding. So that's one of them is where this one is. And I said, yeah, I probably know that we needed to do, I thought we would have to do a gum graft, but I thought if we're doing a whole implant, I wouldn't need that, but I guess I did. That's okay, Felicity. Oh, the dentist always wants to remove it. I don't know. I think that me and my brother both have the same amount of dental problems. I think I have a little more than him, of course, because, you know, he only had one tooth problem, actually, I could think of. I think they've touched every single one of my teeth. Like, you know, when you go and it lights up like a Christmas tree and you're like, oh, right? Mine was like that. It was like every tooth had something, whether it was like a cavity or it got messed up for me grinding them or chipped because I was grinding my teeth so bad. They had to do like pretty much every tooth, like just something to it. But now we are finally, we're seeing the rainbow there. I mean, I might have to take out 15 loans to get this paid off, but we'll get there. A couple baby kitties. Oh, hey, we have a wild cat, but she's not wild anymore. Oh, she ain't in here. She loves Vincent too. All the cats love him. All the animals do. I don't know what's up with them lately. They've been leaving me and going and hanging out with him. And I'm like, whatever, fine then, see ya. That's what I tell them. I'm like, see you guys. Like Mia is usually like with me. She's my little girl. Good night, Laura. And she's actually my big girl, but you know, and then I got Araya over there. But yeah, she's been laying in here with Vincent. The cat's been on the chair. The other cat's on the top of the chair. And me and Araya will be in the other room. but I didn't come home until I didn't get home until like 2 or 2:30 today. I was to the point where like I was just like, listen, I just want to be home. I was about to cry. Like I was like, I just want to be home. Like couldn't find the car in the car garage, just having a day. I have a guard. So I got a guard and then they switched up my teeth. Like we ended up filling in my gap. I had a little gap in the middle there and we filled that in. And so then it like just met. We're just going to wait till we're done with everything and then do it again. I bet they're cute kittens. And if you guys don't mind, will you hit the like button for me on your way in or out? In or out? What was I going to say? Anything before I go? I'll be back on tomorrow. I want to do something on my second channel. Just because I just feel like talking to you guys on the other channel. What was I going to? Because there was something I wanted to talk to you guys about over there. I don't even know. I know today was a crazy day though. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you, I was exhausted. So that's probably why like half the words I was like, I said married wrong, married instead of something else earlier today. I haven't been thinking about getting married. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, 11 years with the same man, I'm married. Well, not 11, 10 and some months. Really, Angie? See, that's such a good idea. I have the little thing that goes click, click, ping, ping, you know, the little clicker thingy. And so I'm like, I knew I was on the second. I knew I was on the second floor. That's why I was freaking out, because when I know I'm blind in one eye. So when I know I'm in the right spot, but it's like, I just can't see it, but I know it's right there. It gets me going. And then, so I'm like, don't call it. What was Vincent going to do from, work? But I'm like, I can't find the car. I don't know what to do. I can't find it. I'll find it. I'll just find it. When you just got to like talk to someone and kind of just frustrate with them. That's what I did to him today. So I was like, I'll find it. And I hung up. And then he knew I was going to call back in 2 minutes and go, I found it. I'm fine. And that's exactly what I did. I was like, okay, I'm okay now. I found it. Like, because I couldn't hear the clicker thingy like beeping. And I'm like, I know this is the floor because the third floor was blocked off. They were redoing it. And I knew I wasn't on the first one because I would have walked out and been right there. I went down the elevator. So yeah, it was just one of those days. I almost like went live on the way home just to keep myself talking, just to like entertain myself, because I wouldn't look at the chat and I would never drive and live stream anyway. But I was just like, what do I do? I need to do something, because I was just listening to music. It was getting old. I need some new tunes. But thank you. I'm gonna look that app up, Angie. I appreciate that. And I hope you guys all have a good night. If you guys missed the beginning of the live, go back and make sure you watch. We did go over the first episode of the Netflix docu-series that came out for Idaho 4. There was a few little things I thought that was new in there. We went over that stuff. And then we went over a video for the docu-series. It has a little bit of clips in it. And went over some documents. Kohberger, the judge. Judge is going to give him another attorney, probably to talk to him until he gets to the one, hearing that he'll have, that everybody in the world will be watching. We'll be watching it. And they're going to march him in there, and he's going to be in his prison uniform. He ain't going to be wearing no ties and no dressy shirts. And not at first, anyway, not ever, probably. And then they're probably going to tell him, you're innocent. Why did you say that back in June 2023? Or was that May? Whenever it was. So, yeah. Well, thank you, Ladybug, for being here. I appreciate it. Love ya. Okay. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate you guys too. I appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and thanks you for the Jules Tenny. I appreciate those. And then Aussie gifted out 5 memberships. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Thank you for becoming members. Thank you for being members. Thank you for being subscribers. Thank you for just being here and watching in the bushes. If you guys don't mind, hit the like button. I'll be back on tomorrow. I think it might be maybe during the day. I'm not sure. But I'll let you guys know. I'll let you know in the morning because I'll be up early, to, workout and stuff. So I'll see you guys all later. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a good Thursday. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up now. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt.